drunk,
Drunk, drunk, drunk,
drunk, drunk, drunk,
drunk, drunk, hammered drunk,
drunk, drunk,
drunk.
Drunk trade of the week.
The drunk trade of the week comes from at the point after FF on Twitter. Hi, Julian. How are you doing? Writes in to say that he wasn't he wasn't drunk, but his buddy was. So assume redraft PPR formats as the majority of these tend to be.
Mm-hmm.
Julian says, I traded him Zach Moss and the 204. Oh, excuse me. This is not redraft. Oh, God damn it. This is definitely Dynasty. Maybe I'm drunk for this trade. This is PPR Dynasty. He says, I traded him Zach Moss and the 204 for Antonio Gibson and the 208 in week 9 of the season. So, initial reaction to this, Dustin.
Initial reaction is this is gross. He definitely took advantage of his buddy drinking at the time as someone that was the sober one. So, yeah, he took advantage. But as we've said before, you don't drink and trade. You just don't do it. You just lock your phone. You for all your MFL apps or Sleeper or whatever platform you use. Lock those apps so you can't do it. Yeah, this is – you're only losing 4 spots in the second round, which the second round – it's kind of a crapshoot. And Antonio Gibson, I think we can all admit, is a greater sign than Zach Moss. And with that split backfield in Buffalo, I have a feeling they're probably going to bring someone in the offseason there anyway. Antonio Gibson, I know he didn't get the receiving work like we had hoped this year. J.D. McKissick, for some reason, turned into a wide receiver out of the backfield. I don't know why, since Gibson, that is literally what he was in college, was a wide receiver. So hopefully Washington changes that this offseason. Maybe he just needed to learn the running back position a little bit better before getting him involved in the wide receiving part of it. I don't know. Or maybe it's the pass protection piece. They didn't want him out there on those downs. I don't know. But I feel like he's going to get way more involved. And point after FF, this is well done on your part for hosing your buddy.
I appreciate you using the term hosing, as this is one of our Canadian friends here who submitted this. So I don't know if that was intentional or not, but I
absolutely not.
Okay. This is just part of your everyday vernacular.
Yes, it is.
From being a northern Wisconsinite. I will say the gulf between Gibson and Moss is severe for me. Gibson could very well be a consistent top 10 running back for the next 2-3 years. Zach Moss, I don't think, has the potential to be an RB1. I think he can absolutely end up next year, depending on I don't know how they facilitate that with Singletary back there. Like you said, if they add somebody back there to the mix, that's going to make it really murky and really horrible to try and sleuth through. But I do think Moss can at least be the 1A in his own backfield. What that's really going to mean is probably still, a top 24 cap for him. I don't think he has the ability to get into the top 12 there, whereas Gibson 100% does. I'm very curious because this was done in week 9. I wonder how solidified these draft picks were at that time. If the teams that those picks were coming from really looked so different,
right?
Where it was easy, or if this was just, we'll swap seconds because who knows, we're close. These teams are close, and then they, diverted.
Yeah, hard to say. I mean, week 9, you're over halfway through the season at that point, so normally you have a pretty good idea of how your team is doing, unless you are in the middle, sitting at 500 or something. Otherwise, you probably have a fairly good idea of how your team's doing, and especially in comparison with the rest of the league. So hard to say. I don't know.
We are team Gibson 100% in this trade, though. 100%. And as you said, hey, look, his buddy was drunk. I don't know who initiated the trade. Or or how it came out. I'm always the most curious with these trades. Do you announce that you are drunk in your group chats? Is this I've been in group chats where this is quite frequently an occurrence. People announce that they're drinking and do so as a jumping off point for people to send trades.
Oh no, I have that too in one of my leagues. There's a couple people are like, hey, I'm a couple drinks in, or I'm drunk. Let's make something happen. Absolutely, or maybe they're just saying it to make it a jumping off point, like you said, trying to get some action going. But yeah, I think that happens fairly often.
I wonder how often that works out for the person who puts that out into the world. I feel like we need to do a case study on this. We'll get in some scientist friends to do some studies, and we'll post the results.
Yeah.
I love it.